Good morning. Pastor Joe here with today's Grace Point 2-minute devotional. Everyone seems to think that if you're a Christian, you must be some sort of superhero. But the reality is that true salvation is free of works and totally dependent on God's grace. I'm reminded of a story of a man who was traveling in Jerusalem a few years back. He was staying on the 5th floor, and as he was taking the elevator down, he noticed that it stopped on every floor. Door open, door closed. It did this on every floor, regardless if anybody got on or not. Well, the man realized that it was Saturday, and Saturday is the Sabbath in Jerusalem. This man was on what was called a Sabbath elevator. You see, Orthodox Jews believe that it broke the law of God to do any work on the Sabbath. This included pushing the button for an elevator. So this elevator automatically stopped at every floor so the Orthodox Jews wouldn't risk breaking the law and possibly losing God's favor. Again, true salvation is free of works and of the law and is totally dependent on God's grace. Once we grasp that, once we allow the truth of the real gospel to penetrate our hearts, then we can begin to live in true freedom. Freedom from the fear of losing God's love, or freedom from the guilt and the shame and the condemnation when you fall short of God's expectations. But freedom from the frantic urge to feel like you've got to perform or live up so that God will love you more. The gospel is just that. It's the great news. The great news that God is for you, not against you. God loves you as much today as He'll ever love you. Salvation is a free gift, and it's available to anybody who receives it in faith. In the book of Galatians, Paul encourages the believers to hold true to this gospel, to not any other doctrine that is dependent on them doing some sort of action or being in some sort of place in order to receive God's favor. The salvation is free of location, free of works. It is a totally dependent grace that comes from God. I hope and pray that you will join us for our study of Galatians beginning Monday, October 10th at 7 p.m. We will be journeying through the book of Galatians to discover God's beautiful gift of grace and truly celebrate His amazing and unconditional love. Have a blessed day.